and welcome back to the teaching family. Today I will be teaching you how to set up a white tree frog terrarium and everything you're going to need for it. So the first thing you want to do is to clean out your terrarium really well. So you want to use water and not to use any detergents or soaps because that could hurt your frog. So when you clean it out, just water. Next, for the water, you want to use dechlorinated water. Now I got this big jug of it, and I've already dechlorinated it with this water conditioner. So once that's in there, you're going to also want a spray bottle. I haven't quite gotten one yet, but when you do, you're going to want to mist it daily so then it can keep the frog safe and moist. So first thing we're going to do is put in the bedding. You see, I already did that. You want to have it about 1 to 2 inches thick. You also want to add in a little bit of water to keep it moist. Now I'm just kind of unclumping everything and smoothing it out as I talk to you. Now this terrarium is by ZoomEd, and I think it's a really good one for white tree frogs because it's recommended for them. And it's an 18 by 18 by 24 inch terrarium, so they have plenty of climbing space and places to hide and put your things and decorations. Now that that's all layered out, you want to start adding in your decorations, hides, and water dishes. So I'm going to start out with this hide that I got, and I also cleaned this really well with water. So it can hide in there, and it has little plants on the top to make it look really nice and natural. So I'm going to position that right there, and I'm going to put the bedding up onto this part so then they can climb up there. So now that that is done, I'm also going to add in this little plant that I got at the store. So I'm going to put this, I found this idea out where I would put this here in front of there so they can still go in there and go and do whatever they need to do, but they also have a little privacy. Now I'm going to cover the bottom of that with dirt so then it looks natural and that it's growing out of there. The last decoration or thing I have in there is this water dish. I also, in here, I have a vine that I'm going to put on after this. So first, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put it right there so it's easy to clean out every day. I'm also going to build up the soil so then it can climb in there really easily without having to jump on there. I'm also going to fill that up with dechlorinated water once I get a frog. I'm not going to do it quite yet because it's just setting it up right now. You're going to need a light. So I got this day and night tropical lighting kit by ZoomEd also. And you can put the daylight blue bulb on one and then the nightlight red one, and you just turn them off. On the daylight you turn off this one, and on this one you turn it off during the nighttime. So you're going to want to put this up on top of the cage. Before you do that, you want to decide which side you want it on. So say you want the daylight on where the hide is, and you want the night light where this side is, or you want it the other way. See, I'm going to put the night light over by the hide because that's where they're going to sleep, and then the daylight over on this side. So let me put those in. So if I do it like this, daylight would go on this one. Let me open these up. And these came with the light, so they're also by ZoomEd. That's what most of the things I have here are by ZoomEd, but they're also by this thing called Thrive. That's what this, the vine, and this hide is from. So I'm going to put the blue one on this one. Just screwing that in. You want to make sure it's set in there right, just like any other light bulb. You want to put it left so then it sets in there right, and then put it the other way so it actually goes in. Now that it's like this and they're both in there, I'm going to set this on the top. So you can either put it this way or this way, depending on which way you want it. I want it like this. You just set it on there and then plug it in. I have 2 plugs right here that I'm going to use. So I'm just plugging those in right now. Oh, and then once these are plugged in, I'm also going to tell you about this thermometer and this hydrometer. So these are helpful to the frog because white tree frogs need their temperature, so you can measure that with the thermometer, at about 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the hydrometer, you want it at about 30 to 50% humidity. So I'm going to take, I already put the thermometer in there to see if it works. Now I'm going to put the hydrometer in there. So here are some directions for battery replacement. I'm going to keep these in case I ever need to replace the battery. And then to start it, you just take the little plastic thing and you take it out. Got it. There we go. Then, now that it's working, our house is about 36%. Now you want to take off the coverings for the sticky pads. And once those are off, you're going to want to place your hydrometer above your water dish. So then it keeps, because that's where most of the humidity stays. It wants to be in the water, so that's why you want to put that right there. Right now, it's actually at 41%, which is a pretty good one, which is pretty good percent humidity for a tree frog. You can put it higher, or I'm going to put it a little bit lower, closer to the water dish, so then it can measure really well. Next, I'm going to put in my mossy vine. So let me cut this open. This vine is also by the same people that made the bedding. So I really like this vine because it's one that it's made with, it has wires in it. So you can just place it over everything in your terrarium so then they can climb around. And because they are tree frogs, even though they live in Australia, they are tree frogs, so they do like to climb. There we go. Now this one I got is 6 feet, is what the packaging says. So I'm gonna place it around where I want it. Now there's also still there's some pieces that are coming off, so I'm gonna clean those out. But I like how it's wired, so then you can bend it to where you need it. I'm gonna put this part here. I'm going to bend it in half so that it's a little easier to work with right now. Because I don't have a 6 feet tall terrarium. So right now I'm just going to bend it in half to work with. So first I'm going to start out with it being over here. And then have it come back over here. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, what I'm doing. But I'm kind of just wrapping it around this right now, so then it'll stay. There we go. And then I'm also going to bring it over here and just kind of string it around this. So then they have plenty of places to climb around. Now that this is all done, I'm going to clean up my mess. and fill up the water bowl. And I'm going to also turn on the lights. Then it's up enough above the stairs so then they can climb in really easily. Now I'm going to turn on the lights. That's the nighttime, so it's a red one. Now the daytime is a blue one. So it represents their daytime and their nighttime where they live. So the red one represents the night and maybe the sunset, and the blue one is nice and bright so they can see. Now I'm going to clean out all of this vine extra stuff, and I'm going to put it around the bedding so it's a little bit of moss in there. Now there's some in the water dish, but that's okay. And what I really like about this hide especially is that it has rocks so they can that look like steps. So it can climb up there and then it can hide in either the plant or it can climb up around the vine. I'll see you later. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.